So, you expect me to believe that there is a world in which this woman is genuinely offended by the term Big Mama. No, seriously. You expect me? This is the most manufactured nonsense I've ever seen in my life. These puppets of color have completely lost their grip on reality. Okay, so I did a video on this one, on this quote unquote reporter uh, Alcindor. It's something that begins with a Y in Alcindor. And Yamiche, there we go. Yamiche Alcindor. And I call her April Ryan 2.0 because once again, we've seen this before. But this gentleman, hold on, let's go get a decent picture of him. This is the acting attorney general. Okay? Uh, Same falls under the blackness umbrella, so thusly, all right, cool. He's out there. He says, "Hey, maybe don't drink, smoke." It's the same shit that they've been pushing in the black community for forever and a day. Like everything that he says is like, "Hey, yeah, you might want to think of Big Ma. Might want to think of Pop Pop." You know, like all the come on to the plantation terms, you know. Like, so he's like, yo, he's out there, he's doing the shucking job, and so she's so now now hold on, the actual Big Ma, where where's she at? The actual Big Ma is sitting there calling. Oh, thinks she's calling him out for a shucking job, and you know you got all these people calling that man a sellout and the like, and it's just like, bro, like, have you not been alive all these years? Can you not? That's why I call them puppets of color. I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. All right, because ultimately, yeah, he a puppet, but so are you, Alcindor. But let's get into let's get into this quote unquote confrontation where he has to defend saying Big Mama. One question about PP. Get the fuck out of this.
You said that African Americans and Latinos should avoid alcohol, drugs, and tobacco. You also said do it for your abuela, do it for Big Mama and Pop Pop. There are some people there are some people online that are already offended.
Okay, so the first place you messed up was looking online. I mean, it's the internet. No offense, but shit, you can't take the internet seriously at all. And a big part of the problem that we've run across is that we have so many people in positions, you know, in rather prominent positions that don't really just recognize the internet for the cesspool of degeneracy that it ultimately is, and it's supposed to be, because it's supposed to be this free online, free speech, have fun, do as you please spot. But you know, everybody once you give people a taste of something and they get it and they're like, oh my goodness, particularly this variety, then they're going to use it to manipulate. And one of the things that they've been doing to manipulate manipulate and propagate ideas is sitting here saying, well, people online got offended by that. You, Big Mama, you got offended by that. And honestly, you're not offended. Seriously. Like, how many like, the term Big Mama has been in the in the zeitgeist for a very long time. I mean, shoot, go get mad at Martin Lawrence, go get mad at the movie Soul Food, by all means. By the way, every time I think of the movie Big Mama's House, it's from the movie Scary Movie, where they're stabbing Brenda as she and calling out names, and then the Pope just comes through and says Big Mama's House. It's really funny.
By that language and the idea that you're saying behaviors might be leading to these high death rates. Could you talk about whether or not could you, I guess, have a response for people who might be offended by the language that you used?
Well, I use that language because that's the language. I've been meeting with the NAACP, with the National Medical.
Bro, you can just say, like, I'm black, so this is our shtick now, isn't it? And who are you to call me out for our shtick, April Ryan 2.0? I mean, that's what you could say, but unfortunately, you have to carry the entirety of quote unquote blackness. Government designation, by the way. It's not an ethnicity. It's not really a thing. You gotta carry all that blackness on you. So, you have to bow before, Big Mama herself, who is the matriarchal figure of folklore within urban America, because, daddy government needs the bad winch in check.
Association with others. I actually talked with Derek Johnson multiple times this week, the head of the NAACP, and we need targeted.
Okay, once again, the NAACP is a piece of trash organization. Like all of these orgs. I mean, oh yeah, you gotta respect the things that they've done. Okay, cool. But when you look at what took place, particularly throughout the 90s, up into this very moment with a lot of policy and legislation, they are happy to let it persist. And so, thusly, no, I don't have to respect it because your goal hasn't been to actually fix problems and ensure prosperity for these people. What you've done is ensure prosperity for yourselves under the guise of prosperity for some for prosperity on some grander scale. There we go.
Outreach to the African American community, and I use the language that is used in my family. I have a Puerto Rican brother-in-law. I call my granddaddy. I have relatives who call their grandparents Big Mama.
And at this point, you should just be like, yo, bitch, we saw soul food. Okay. Like, this is so dumb. It really is. And this is just puppets going back and forth. I mean, as much as I like the president, make no mistake. Yeah, he definitely got his ears open to what's being said right here. So hey, we don't wanna what's the name? Like, you're not about to sit here and cost me my re-election, bruh. So be easy. He on strings too. They're all on strings, and it's really funny.
Oh, that was not meant to be offensive. That's the language that we use and that I use, and we need to continue to target our outreach to those communities. It is critically important that they understand it's not just about them. And I was very clear about that. It's not just about what you do, but you also are not helpless. We need to do our part at the federal level. We need people to do their parts at the state level, and we need everyone.
Well, and I like where he's taking it right here, but another thing that just like really is like you like black women have sat here and screamed how, oh my goodness, black man is so terrible. You decide like you wanted these communities to be matriarchal. They are. We see the damage and destruction that is like, guys, look at my channel. Like just you don't have to go more than 2 videos down for an example of exactly how terrible having these matriarchal in place, these matriarchal structures in place have been. But so now to turn around and be like, oh my goodness, well, this is offensive. I'm saying Big Mama as if, yo, that's not a legitimate thing. Like, if you weren't a PBS reporter, you'd probably be a breeder as well. Like, make no mistake. Yeah, yo, y'all take dick and pop out a bunch of kids. That's kind of what it is, what it's been. And made sure that, hey, these kids had absolutely no father, i.e. no chance in hell of being able to, not no chance in hell. I'm sorry, not to be a jerk about it. Just not the best chance. There we go. Not the best chance in hell of, being productive and, and actually contributing to society.
Brown, white, whatever color you are, to follow the president's guidelines, the coronavirus guidelines, and do their part. Because when I talked to the NAACP 3 weeks ago, it's important to note that one of the things they asked me was, can you help dispel the myths in this community that people actually can't get coronavirus if they're black? That was a myth that was out there.
Yeah, thank you, Fetty Wap, for that. I appreciate that one, because I didn't do a video on it. I mentioned it in a video. It's like, yeah, Fetty Wap was like, yeah, black people can't get coronavirus. And now all of a sudden it's just like, wait a second. All of these cases, particularly in Essex County, it's just rather suspicious that these all in these blue areas where, all in the urban areas is like, oh, now it's this big this big upswell of maybe corona related deaths, because remember, these numbers are not, you just can't trust the numbers. So we'll see.
Actually very important for us to squash here.
So do you recommend that all Americans avoid tobacco, alcohol, and drug use at this time?
Absolutely. It's especially important for people.
Here's the weird thing about it. It's like, yeah, of course they're going to say that, because that's the thing you're supposed to say. Even if they do it themselves, do as I do, not as I say. Do as I say, not as I do. My bad. But no, that's actually just sound, solid advice that you get from freaking RoboCop. So why are you sitting here being offended by sound and solid advice? You guys see where this is actually rather ridiculous, and we're just watching puppets. We're watching a pot call the kettle black, and these puppets. Oh, use the white man's puppet. No, use the white man's puppet. Hey man, all y'all, this is the white man's puppet on some real shit. If we keeping it a buck. So with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like this, also like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring. And YouTube and bitch you like. I'm the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? I'm just watching it's like watching a dance off, you know? It's like watching like two completely equal the two completely equal forces going head to head, because really there is no high ground in this situation. You're both on strings. Cut it the fuck out. Stop pretending like you're not. Seriously. And honestly, if you are going to, one, don't take the internet that seriously. Two, if you are going to just try and sell the idea that this is the end all be all, and oh my goodness, we're in World War Z and the whole nine, then bringing up silly internet butthurt, which is actually your butthurt because you are a big mama type. So yeah, victim, is a bit ridiculous and non-productive, and shows actually why you shouldn't be in that room. If we want to keep it real, every time these bras hop up talking about something stupid that isn't productive and doesn't help move forward or anything else like that, move anything forward, and just addressing what internet butthurt, sweetie, why are you here? But you may feel differently, and that's what my comment section's for. Until the next one.